6 o'clock. Everyone has a seat. We will bring the City of West Melbourne March 3rd, 2006 meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge and a moment of silent meditation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the City Council. Members of the public are welcome to speak on any topic, whether it is on tonight's agenda or on any issue that is important to you. Each person that wishes to speak should complete a speaker's card, which are located by the glass doors, and submit them ahead of time to the city clerk, who sits at the end of the dais. After you have been recognized to speak, please use the microphone at the podium to clearly state your name and address for the record. Please address all comments to the City Council rather than to individual members. Direct all questions to the chair. Speakers will be given up to 3 minutes to speak. Thank you. All right, our first item is Irish Heritage Month. Would Brian McCann please come forward and meet you at the podium? We're going to fix these at our new quarters that are being built now. We're under construction now, and then this won't happen. All right, so here we go. Oh, I have to have eyeballs on, or I won't be able to read this at all. All right, whereas by 1776, nearly 300,000 Irish nationals had emigrated to the American colonies and played a crucial role in America's war for independence, and whereas 5 signers of the Declaration of Independence were Irish descent, and 3 signers were Irish born, and whereas 22 presidents have proudly proclaimed their Irish American heritage, and whereas the Irish first came to the Spanish La Florida in the 1500s, first as missionaries and mercenaries, soldiers, and then as planters, traders, businessmen, doctors, and administrators, and whereas 3 of the Spanish governors of La Florida were actually Irish military officers, and whereas Irish Floridians can look back with pride on the legacy of their Irish forebears, who have contributed significantly to the American education, business, sports, literature, science, engineering, medicine, science, and the arts, and whereas Irish Americans continue to provide leadership in this nation's political, business, and religious establishments. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mayor and City Council of the City of West Melbourne, Brevard County, Florida, hereby proclaim the month of March 2026 as Irish American Heritage Month, and call upon our citizens to celebrate their heritage and the contributions of Irish Americans to the success of this great nation. Witness this by hand in the seal of the city on the 3rd day of March 2026. Thank you very much. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We'd just like to say a thank you for proclaiming March 2026 Irish Heritage Month. The Irish Americans, Ancient Order of Hibernians, our division, Brevard County Division 2, thank you very much for the proclamation and celebrating us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate it.
Save this till next year now.
Hopefully we'll see you all at the parade on March 14th. 10 a.m.
Thank you.
What time is the parade?
10 a.m.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a fair point, Saturday. Similar, you know.
All right, our next item would be introduction of new employees. We're going to be doing 1 and 2. Number 3 has been postponed till our next meeting. Finance Director Keith Smith. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and members of the council. It is my pleasure to introduce the three newest members of our finance team. Probably a long overdue introduction, because they've been here for a couple of months, but nonetheless, we're very happy to have these three individuals as part of our team. Quite often, these are the first faces that our residents encounter whenever they walk into City Hall to pay their water sewer bills. And these young women do an amazing job of giving our residents the customer service that they deserve. They represented the city with the utmost professionalism and patience, and it is my pleasure to welcome them aboard our team. So right now, I'll go ahead and introduce Elka Barragano, Florence Wren Marine, and Kim Periag. I'll let...
Welcome.
They were tough. I actually tried to reassure myself on the pronunciation. So I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm Elka Barragano, and I just want to thank the council and Mr. Rohde for giving me the opportunity to serve this wonderful, wonderful city of West Melbourne. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Mr. Rohde. Thank you for this opportunity. I am excited to work in this great city. I love living here, so I just want to thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Florence.
Good evening, Mayor, Mr. Rohde, council members. Thank you guys for the opportunity for being here. It's been a great few months working for the city, so thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Next up is Erin Murphy.
An Irish American month. Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, Council. I'm very, very excited to introduce Isabella Catalano. I said it so many times today. Catalano. She has been with the city about a month, and she is in school right now studying business and real estate. And she will be at the skate park. She is our new recreation worker.
All right, thank you.
Hi, I'm Isabella. I've been working for over a month now, and I've really enjoyed working for the city, and everyone is very nice and welcoming, and so I've just really liked working here, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Scholarship.
Did you have a question and I didn't see your light? No?
No, next time.
All right, we have no modifications to the agenda, and we have no public hearings, and I have no cards for public forum. Go right to the consent agenda. Ms. Adams.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
All right, thank you. Mr. Frampus.
Second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Ms. Adams and a second from Mr. Frampus. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Next item is the purchase of the vacant land on Henry Avenue. Mr. Petroni, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, council members. Yes, we're here to talk about purchasing a piece of vacant land on Henry Avenue. As you know, we are systematically purchasing property along Park Hill, with the most recent one being 431 Park Hill that was approved at the last meeting. I was approached by this group, explained to them the process. They authorized me to do an appraisal, which is attached to my report. It came in at $139,000. We proceeded to negotiate and accepted that purchase price of the $139,000. The contract is also attached. It is subject to a Phase 1 environmental and any clear title. We did come in front of you now just to get this formality out of the way. If it does not approve, then we will not move forward with it, but I wanted to make sure we were at the point that we could move forward. It's approximately just about an acre. It's on the north side of the plant, adjacent to it, and it does front on Henry Avenue. Owner's amicable to everything that I'm telling you here tonight. So from that standpoint, on the fiscal side, there's really no negative impact. As you can see with our the cash rebalance in our utility enterprise fund, this is also part of the overall budget for the water plant as well. So based on all the positivenesses on this, I'm here to recommend that you authorize the city manager to execute the contract for the purchase of the 2 parcels. Their tax IDs are noted. That's adjacent to the water plant and pending the satisfactory results of the title and the Phase 1. And I'm here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Ms. Adams.
Thank you, Mayor. In terms of the property itself, the plan is to use it for our utilities for that expansion in terms of doing that U in and out of the property, correct?
Well, this opens up a whole new possibility of creating a loop coming in from Park Hill, from Park Hill and going back out. So yeah, we're going to probably go back to the drawing board to see how it's going to play into it, but that's the goal.
And our last property that we purchased adjacent to the land that we already own, we know we have to take down a house and do some clearing. In this land, we don't have to do that additional clearing with that cost, correct?
There's no house.
Right.
There is some trees.
Are we taking out the trees and doing landscape changes to it?
Haven't gotten that far yet. I would imagine eventually somewhere shortly down the road, that would probably be the goal.
Yeah, we'll ultimately follow the process and do a tree survey and take a look at what can stay and what can go. But ultimately, we originally tried to get this years ago with the idea of kind of a, one way in or a predominant way in and a predominant way out for the plant and for public works, and we're never able to acquire it until when it rains, it pours. We now have several residents in that area that have appreciated our constant contact by our project manager, Mr. Petroni, and have, I'll say, a renewed interest in possibly selling to the city of West Melbourne. And so this property really yields itself to a possibility of some kind of roadway in and out to the project site.
How many parcels are left that we're still considering if they were for sale?
There's about 4 more along Park
4
Hill,
key, yeah.
And then there's maybe 5. And then if you look at the attachment, there's a property directly to the west adjacent to this, and then another one, maybe 6, roughly, approximately.
Okay, thank you. I'll make a motion to authorize the city manager to execute the contract for the purchase of the 2 parcels. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I have a motion from Ms. Adams. Ms. McGuire?
Thank you, Mayor. I will second.
All right, thank you. Motion from Ms. Adams and a second from Ms. McGuire. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries 7-0.
Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Petroni. All right, next item, land clearing, rough grading, and seeding of approximately 4.85 acres. Tom Bradford, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, members of council. So as you know, the city acquired a 24-acre parcel in about mid-December, just south of the community park on Minton Flanagan, the corner. And with the intention of including that in the park system, recreation space, park space. And so this is really kind of the next step in that process of clearing out a portion of the wooded area that would be along Flanagan Minton at that northeast corner. There are a number of trees that we are going to try to save. We've got the planning department has a tree survey that they had taken a look at. As part of this, we will go in and flag those trees that we'd like to save. But we did acquire 3 proposals for the clearing. Rough grading and seeding for this portion of the property, and the lowest bid is $89,971, and that is from All Pro Land Clearing, who we've worked with in the past. They've done work for us after hurricanes, cleaning up debris. They've done a number of jobs for us that we've worked with them, and so we're very comfortable with that company. We've also worked with Superior Tree. We've not worked that I'm aware of with UTC site work, but the one we're recommending this evening is All Pro. So happy to answer any questions, but we're looking for your authorization for the city manager to enter into an agreement with All Pro to clear, rough grade, and seed somewhere between 4 and 5 acres of that corner.
All right, thank you. Ms. Volz?
Well, I will make a motion that we move forward with that and approve it. But I had,
Hold on, let me get a second. Mr. Frampus?
Second with questions.
All right, thank you. Ms. Volz, your question?
we're not paving it, correct?
No, this is just the first phase. This isn't going to even be final grade. This is just to get some trees cleared out of that corner and kind of set it up for the next phase. But looking to clear that off, do some seeding to get some stabilization in there. But at some point in the future, we would come forward to the council with some proposed concept plans and some architectural renderings to look at. And so those are down the road. This is really just kind of the next step and clearing it out to kind of make way for those next steps.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Frampus, your questions?
It appears you're just clearing out the corner area. Why not do the planned trail? Because it seems like it would make sense to do it all at one time, the front part and what's cutting through, like the center. Why not?
Yeah, so with any development like that, there's probably going to have to be fill brought in and bring it to true grade, and we don't know where that is right this minute. And so how much of that we would have to bring in to do the trail, and that's kind of the next step. This is really clearing out the wooded area and getting it sort of set up for the next phase. So we don't have included the proposed trail because we had looked at a couple of concepts but never settled on an official, we never brought to a vote what that future site is going to look like. But one thing that we had discussed was the potential community center being on that corner that's closest to the community park. And the rest was going to come in multiple phases kind of down the road. And so we were just kind of starting with the first part. But at some point down the road, I think, there is desire to have additional trails and bike and walk path. We just haven't gotten to that point with development of the site.
Thank you.
Our public works crews also has the equipment to do the trails, but big open spaces like this, you need that. You need the big boy toys to clear efficiently on our large sites.
Somebody else to have the liability also?
Well, that headache too, but we have mid-sized to small equipment. We don't have any of the.
I don't want to break our stuff.
The big guns.
Okay, Ms. Adams?
Thank you. As a follow-up on that, I know council had talked about during the workshop trying to remove the invasive pepper trees from that property. This wouldn't necessarily be that. This is just looking at the specific acreage, and then we'll look at the trails and removing the invasive at another time.
Yeah, I think the vision is that we'll bring forward a more complete overall sort of master plan, if you will. But in each of those plan concepts, the community recreation center is kind of in this spot. So this seemed like an easy first step to kind of get moving on it, and then continue to work on those renderings and those sort of option A, option B, how do we want to develop this moving forward, and sort of that master plan piece. So we aren't quite at that point with the master plan, but yeah, there would certainly be more phases to come. This is just sort of the first step.
Understood. And Mr. Rohde, it's my understanding we're moving this forward at this time, even though we don't have a final concept plan, because it'll save us money since we've got some other construction going on so that we can move the dirt from one site to the other without paying additional for it, correct?
Yeah, our capital projects manager continues to do more and more projects, which supplies us with a healthy amount of dirt. And so being able to utilize this site to help get it to final grade and have a place to take it so we only have to truck it once.
Dirt's not cheap.
Well, as I like to tell people, when you need dirt, it's expensive. When you have dirt, it's hard to get rid of. And that always seems to be the case. And right now with our multitude of projects, we have dirt. And so if we can start putting it on this site and get a good level base to start this project from, it certainly is a big cost savings to the city.
I like cost savings for the city, although, Mark, we're 2 for 2 for big projects being on time and under budget, so the expectation is high now. That it is. Thank you.
Mr. Bentley?
Thank you, Mayor. I guess I have a couple of questions. One is, on the first quote on 8B-4, it says we'll bill for actuals. Is that just an estimate for costs that they put in there? Or is there not a cost put in
Yeah,
for?
they estimated 4.85 acres. We had estimated slightly less on the rendering, so it may vary just a little bit, but I don't know that it's going to go over that.
Okay, so
I'm
that's-
not too concerned about that, yeah.
Okay, so the 6971 is their estimate. I'm looking at the sod install on the all-pro land.
All pro sod install, the 211,000.
Yeah, and it says we'll bill for actual, so that,
Right.
they just estimated and they'll give you an actual bill when they get it? Is that what that
If
is?
it takes more, but again, I don't know.
It's not that much, right? And the second contractor says they include debris removal. Is that included in the first one, and it's just not shown?
It does include land clearing, so at the top, just under the land clearing section.
Okay,
the
debris
sentence
hauled.
says
Okay,
removal of trees, right, yeah. Yep.
Thanks, sir.
Mr. Frampus?
I forgot to ask, in the rendering, you show in the yellow section, that large area of trees, that's definitely staying, correct? The square section of trees in the rendering?
Yeah, we're going to try to save as many as possible. As with all of these types of things, when you start bringing fill in, it's hard, there's no guarantee that they'll survive, but the planning department, obviously, very adamant about saving trees, and as are we.
I don't
so
mean
we're gonna
just the
try
red
to.
dots, I'm talking about the large green section within the yellow square, correct? It
So that
looks like it
large,
could be
the
as
large green section, it'll all be dirt to start with. This is just this is part of one of the concepts that shows that as being grassy area.
This looks like trees to me.
That's grassy area. The dots are the larger trees that they were intending to save.
Because this picture looks like the rest of the green area on here, and
Yeah, that's a concept. It's just a rendering concept that, we intend to kind of leave a buffer at the back edge. That whole section in that
I was just wondering,
yellow square
if
would
that's
be
the
removed.
case, I'm wondering why we're not leaving those trees, because it's not an area that's going to be utilized for parking or recreation or any of that kind of stuff, so why take it out?
Well, they've identified the larger trees there. You see two 18-inch trees down toward the bottom. And so there must not have been in that area trees that they felt were of a size and quality to save. Because you can see even through the community center area, they have dots through there.
Right.
And so we're going to try to save those, but at some point they may have to come down if the concept that's ultimately agreed to or selected by council shows a building there, then obviously those are going to have to be removed. But yeah, this is just part of the concept. That's not a tree area, that's just kind of a grass area, I
So
believe.
pretty much everything in the yellow block is coming out except for the red dots.
Correct.
And most of it is scrub brush.
Yes, we walked the site and that, for sure.
It's not as if it's pristine in any,
Doesn't look that bad from the road, so.
it doesn't, but when you get inside, I assure you, it's a lot of invasives and a lot of scrub brush.
I didn't see a lot of big, beautiful oak trees or anything like that. It was, yeah.
All right, thank you. No more questions. All right, we have a motion on the floor from Ms. Adams and a second from Mr. Frampus. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. 8C, the approval of the 2026 Land Development Standards Manual. Cam, here we go, Cam Staubus. I don't see a Cam Staubus. Oh, there we are. Now I do.
Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, council members. I'm Cam Staubus. I'm the city engineer, and I'm here before you tonight to recommend that you adopt the revisions to the 2024, now the 2026 Land Development Standards Manual. It was previously called the Engineering Standards Manual. It was changed, I believe, in 2020. Now the Land Development Standards Manual. It guides contractors and developers when they come and do residential and commercial development in the city. Had about, this last revision, about 25 or so revisions made. Nothing super big, just more stuff to kind of give us a little more control over the contractors. For instance, we want pipe to be bedded in 57 stone. Originally, we kind of gave them an option of a few different things. They'd want to cheap out or do stuff we didn't really like, and so we kind of wanted to nail them down with a couple things there. So that's an example. Another one was we didn't specify that concrete precast manholes for stormwater should be bedded on 57 stone, whereas we did for sanitary and water, so just tightening up things like that. A couple values were changed, but nothing really as far as huge consequences to the contractors or developers. So we did introduce the fats, oils, and grease program. That's in the sanitary, so there's no language in there up to that point. So we introduced that. And again, we have about 25 or so different revisions ranging from small grammatical things or changing a title of someone that's mentioned in there to one quantitative amount we did use or reduce was density testing every 250 feet along the center line of roadways. And it was 500 before that. But other than that, not too much quantitative change. And illustrative details have not changed, and then our approved manufacturers, we were looking into maybe doing that in the future, but that'd take a little more extensive kind of review, so those have stayed the same for right now.
All right, thank you. Mr. Frampus. Excuse me.
So it did appear that most of the changes were technical in nature. Was all this based on what we wanted, or was it some like state upgrades, or where did we come up with all the ideas to change?
These are recommendations that were made in our divisions, our utilities division, so water, sewer, capital projects also had some input. So I sent the document out. Me and my construction inspector had already been kind of talking about some things that we had in mind to change, sent those out to the different divisions, received comments back. I put them in a register to kind of make sure that nothing's contradicting. And we didn't.
So it wasn't standards, it was just preference on our part.
Well, yeah, and I think maybe some of the stuff you're looking at now, I'm not sure what's in front of you, but some of the changes that I was shown this morning may not be from the last round from 24 to 26.
There were some paint changes and what type of pipe you use, and so
that may have been a previous change. I don't know if paint has been changed this last revision.
Okay, it was highlighted as one of the changes. So.
Yeah, some of what the utility, our water and sewer department and our construction department, you give these standards and then they try, not every contractor per se, but they try to find where they can cut the cost a little.
We recommend or something other approved by the city, so compatible. So
and then they say, well, show me where it says I have to do that.
Some of the changes just seemed, less important. I didn't know if it was a standard change by like a national standard change or something like that, and I was just curious.
Yeah, all of these standards reflect items that developers are putting in that we are going to own and have to maintain. And so every time the crew comes back and says, boy, I wish they would have done it this way. We don't have a problem when they do it this way, and they did it that way. We make a note. Yeah, we make a note. It's not pressing. We don't come to the council every other month and say this is, we want this line change. We note all those items and planning. Cam has done a great job, helping put all those items together with the team, and then we try to do this every couple of years. We try to bring it, just try to keep it updated.
Didn't seem like much, about 12 or 15 things in the whole document, so it was good.
It's not huge, but there are some important items in there for us.
Sure. Mayor, I make a motion we have approved the resolution 2026-05 as written.
All right, thank you. Ms. Adams?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Mr. Frampus and a second from Ms. Adams. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good job. Thank you. Okay, all right, well, that was easy. Council reports. Mr. Bentley.
Wow, that was quick. A few items. I did attend, I think it was Boy Scouts things that Alexis put on with a group of young people, really young people. Of course, anybody's young to me, but, and also their parents. And, been to a lot of events over the last 10 years, and this was really fun and really nice, and the kids had a great time, and Lieutenant Aronsoff did a bang-up job. They loved the tour. I'm not sure that could have gone any better. You did really good on that, so congratulations. That was just really a nice event for the, I think it's Scouts. I won't say Boy Scouts, but Scouts. And I don't think that could have gone any better. So then, like most everybody else, attended the dirt toss at the new building department. That's what we did, and so that was okay. Huh? It's not open yet. And then do plan on attending so that everybody knows if it's probably already too late to sign up, but we have the Palm Bay Chamber tomorrow for those that are going to go. And I did attend I guess that's an annual event for the WMBA, West Melbourne Business Association. And, that went really well. And, I'd like to see it better attended. This is one of the fewer ones that I've seen attendance-wise. So I'd like to get back to where we were, but I'm sure everybody will work on that. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Gaylord.
Well, I had a report, but Mr. Bentley stole all of my items, so nothing to report.
All right, thank you. Ms. McGuire.
To give more information on that, so I had Cub Scout Pack 374, who is one of our West Melbourne Scout groups, who asked, they had I think I mentioned it last meeting, but they needed to speak with an elected official about pretty much how the elections work from the day you decide that you want to run up until the day you actually get elected. And so they met with us over at the PD. We kind of talked to them. They asked questions. And then afterwards, Lieutenant Ehrenstoff gave them what they called the best tour ever from some of them of our PD. And then they got to see like the Pterodyne. So they all had a blast. I have been hearing about it for now over a week from parents that are just so, their kids keep bringing it up and they just really enjoyed it. So it was a good event. And thank you to the council members that did come out and support as well.
We have applications available. It's never too early to start.
Mr. Frampus.
Thanks, Mayor. I did attend the groundbreaking for the thing, and I think Mr. Rhodey and Megan, you guys did a great job putting that on, and appreciate it. Thank you. Nothing else.
All right, thank you. Ms. Volz.
Yes, I attended Joe Robinson's funeral from Titusville. I was up there. That was very nice. I also poked my head in for the Citizens Academy last Wednesday, when Mr. Smith gave an awesome report on budgeting and the city finances and all that stuff. So that was very nice. And of course, I did attend the dirt throwing, and that was good. And y'all did an awesome job putting that on for us. So can't wait for it to be done.
Ms. Adams.
A couple additional things to note. The Florida League of Cities held their first virtual ethics training. That's the state mandated training that happens every year. So got that done, but just a reminder that they do offer it at least 2 more times virtually throughout the year, and then they will do it again at the conference. So just putting that on your radar if you're someone like me that likes to plan ahead. The Citizens Leadership Academy, I popped in while Mr. Rhodey and Mr. Carey were giving their presentations. Very great group of residents. They asked some good questions, which is great. The Scouts presentation, Alexis, you did a great job. I think the kids asked great questions. Their parents asked some great questions, and everybody was really hands-on. They asked some very specific elections questions, and you handled it like a pro. So great job on that. The State of the City went well with the Business Association and our board, although I agree with Mr. Bentley. I don't know if there were other events happening that night or 'tis the season for people to get sick. So we just had a lower attendance than normal, but staff did a great job with setting that up and making it a really nice event for the volunteers and Business Association members that could show up. The groundbreaking went very well, and I did want to note 2 additional things. I wore green in honor of 2 things. It is Irish Heritage Month. It's also Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. So just a reminder, if you're someone that wants to join me wearing green, I did it today, and I'll do it in 2 weeks on a Tuesday. So you have your advance notice. Mr. Rhodey's already checking in his closet if he's got some green. And then for your planning purposes, I wanted to invite council, if you would like to attend on either April 9th or 10th. I know that I've spoken about New Life Mission in the past and the work that they do to address homelessness for single moms with kids in our community. My husband and I are co-chairing their Community Care and Share fundraiser event this year on those dates. And so I'm happy to have you at our tables. The event is free itself, although since it's a fundraiser that covers a significant portion of their budget so that their mission can continue, I encourage you to bring your checkbook. So just let me know probably in the next 2 weeks if you'd like to attend, and I will pencil you in. But wanted to make you aware of those 2 things. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Adams. Okay, anyone else have any comments? Yes, Ms. Foltz.
Yes, something that Paul brought to my attention, that June is Faith and Family Month, and he has a proclamation here that he was hoping that the city of Clearwater has done it, and he was hoping that the city of West Melbourne would do it. And he's got copies, I think, for everybody. If you would just all like to take a look at it, and we'll talk about it at the next meeting. Okay, you've got one too.
I do. That's what I was going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. You've done a
I thought you
great
said you were, I thought you said it was all done. Okay.
No, I just haven't gotten here yet. But
Okay.
on that note, everyone has has mentioned everything that has gone on, and this as well. So we'll go right over to management reports, Mr. Rohde.
All right, real brief, and then I'll let Chief Vesta put a plug in for Cops on the Coop. But really appreciate the groundbreaking. I think it's going to be an amazing project for the city, and can't wait to have a better council chambers that represents the community that one will be. Citizens Academy is Wednesday again, 6 o'clock. Feel free to stop in, just say hi or attend the class. Open invitation to the council. Really good group with lots of good questions. Not as many questions as past groups, but good questions. Next council meeting is going to be very park heavy. We have posted notice following the city code in order to change the name of the park, and so we've put that notice out. The park name will be on there, the park signs will be on there, and several different elements of parks will be involved, so bear with us. It might be a little bit of a longer session as we look at that stuff, but there's a lot of park things happening, and we thought by putting them all together like that, it gave good continuity, and so that's coming on the next meeting in March. And then I will turn it over to Chief Vesta to plug the amazing event.
So yeah, you're all, I know a couple of you are participating. We are hosting the Cops on the Coop event this Friday from 6 to 8 at the Chick-fil-A and Walmart parking lot on Palm Bay Road. As you know, 100% of the proceeds go towards Special Olympics Florida. We're usually able to raise between the torch run and shirt sales and this several $1,000s to benefit our Special Olympics. So we invite you and the public to come out, and looking forward to a great event. So Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Yes?
Normally, I would get a QR code so that I could raise funds, but I never got a QR code. And so when I had it for Friday, I thought, well, maybe I don't have it on the right date.
Those have been developed, so I'll make sure to take care of that. I'll get in touch.
Yeah, send it to me. Maybe somehow or another I deleted it, whatever, but I need to get that. Okay?
Take care of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Carey.
Thank you, and I just wanted to let everybody know that a week from Friday is the last day of the legislative session. Today is the last day of Senate committee meetings, and if any of you went to or watched the webinar for the League of Cities about the legislature, they kind of gave their strongest verbal indication yet that they don't think that the property tax issue is going anywhere. Now, that's obviously things can happen in the last 10 days of session, and so nothing's final until the hanky drops, but it kind of seems like the Senate doesn't really want to move that ball. That obviously doesn't foreclose the governor from calling a special session, but again, he can call a session, he can't make them do anything, right? So they can open the session, close it, and not do anything. So we'll see what happens as far as getting a referendum on the ballot, but I was kind of surprised that the league gave an indication verbally that they thought it wasn't going to go anywhere. And also, the 13th being the final day of session depends on them getting the budget published on Tuesday. because there's a law that they have to have a published budget for 72 hours before they can vote on it. So if the budget drops on Tuesday, then the session will probably be over Friday. If it drops on Wednesday, then they'll go into Saturday, so on and so forth. So just some things to keep an eye on. So at the next meeting, we'll obviously have a post-session wrap-up that it's not going to be the full wrap-up where we go over the report of the league, just kind of more high level, these things pass that concerned us, these don't, and we'll do the full wrap-up in a couple months after the league's report is done as usual. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other comments? All right, this meeting is adjourned at, let me see, what time is it really? 6:40. Good job. That's good.